Hello beautiful peoples and meeples, I'm Verdego and welcome to this potentially first, it's the first time ever I've done this, a first time ever behind the scenes of the edit video. With this Jackbox video, I am super proud of how it came out and I thought I wanted to do some behind the scenes stuff. Just kind of do a deep dive in how I did the edits, just for fun, and also put something on the second channel for now. So first up is actually concept art I did for the thumbnail. Sorry for the crude sketches. These are kind of the concepts I came up with. First there was date at the door, then the second one was just having the word Riz. The third one was parodying the Red Flags music video thumbnail. The fourth one was kind of a riff on the J Schlatt Jackbox thumbnail videos. And then the fifth and sixth ones are kind of combinations. Dick God Ron is kind of a combination of the first and third one. And the sixth one, Cryptid Tinder, is a combination of the Riz and the Schlatt text. I ended up going with the fifth one. And I know that the monster kind of looks like Misty if you squint at it hard enough. You know, Misty from Pokemon. I promise that wasn't on purpose. Okay, now with that out of the way, let's look at this beautiful spaghetti of details. Don't worry, this is just what every video editor's timeline looks like when they're editing on a video. Let's jump straight into it with the character arts at the beginning that I did for my friends. And if you actually pay attention, this actually spoils the third round because Crispy was the Invisible Man, Allie was the puppet, Ghost was the werewolf, and Mooney was the blob. So these were telling you what the third round true identities, what they were beforehand. For the Poindexter gag, I definitely wanted to have the text be like a fancy font. I just went with Times New Roman. Then I also made this joke in the recording, but I replaced it with the actual sound bit of "Meet the old man and the bread." And I just found random stock images of men. There was one, this one, that was of an old man recording with a red beanie, and I was like, oh, that's perfect for Chris. That's like literally an old version of his character. That's so perfect. And so whenever I went to Poindexter Wins the Day, I used that image again. I also reused the Poindexter font in Professor Poindexter. That was a little bit of a callback there. I did a sneaky. Something that I'm very proud of that happened in the video is that if you notice, Ghost's words are in blue and Chris's words are in red, which is obvious, but I like how whenever I had someone referencing someone else, more so like here, he said, Chris said, so the text is red. Again, this comes up later in she used all of her messages, the pink and blue. This happens a couple times in the video, but I'm just very proud of how I edited that to make it more cohesive and understandable for the audience. This part here where Chris says wow really longly, that's actually two different text boxes because the first one would get cropped if it went on for too much longer. So right here, boom, boom, right here, I managed to switch in a second text thing. You can see here, the first one is all these W's and O's, and this one is just all O's. You can't even tell in the video because it's going by so fast. Really nice editing solution to a problem that I thought I was gonna have trouble with, but I managed to figure it out. Then the Skibbity Toilet Riz. I was contemplating whether or not I wanted to include this in the video or not because I didn't want to contribute to the Skibbity Toilet infection, I call it. But I thought, you know what, might as well, it's funny. So instead of making a remix like I was thinking of doing, I just went into the Google Music library and found one of the musics that had like a disco DJ bumping, throbbing banger kind of feel to it. I would like to make the vote to... When I said this in the edit right here about the Among Us getting out of the airlock, I knew I wanted to do this. This is one of the two things I knew I wanted to do, and three things actually that I wanted to do in the video, is to have the clip of the Among Us version of the robot getting kicked out of the airlock after I said that. And I even managed to figure out a palette that kind of resembled the robot. I'll have it on screen here. So that I had a lot of fun with that. Fun fact about this Ramatra Hatsune Miku Discord message. This is actually a reference to an inside joke that my friends and I made while we were recording that I didn't have time to put in the video, unfortunately. Then we come to probably one of my favorite parts in the entire video that I edited. The Sky Kid Honk. This was actually a fun little challenge I managed to do in the editing. You can notice it right here because I forgot to edit out this middle part. That's an oopsie on me, and now you know you'll never be able to unsee it. I'm sorry, but it's actually a screenshot from here, and I took into GIMP and hollowed out these parts, and then underneath it is the videos of the Sky Kids doing their little honks, and also the ones doing their dancing. That was a lot of fun to do with Ali since we both play Sky. 10 out of 10, probably my favorite part, even though I realized I botched it now, but that's okay. We all make mistakes, and nothing is ever perfect. It's all an opportunity to learn. There's your life lesson for today.
I want you to include all of this.
When Chris said that, I had kind of a split-second idea in that moment of like, oh, I definitely need to do this in the editing. This was like a second thing I knew I wanted to do was have the clip of him saying that, then me pausing the video, and then going over to it and then deleting it. That was very risky because I was afraid that I was going to lose all that progress, but I managed to make it work out. I actually had to go back in and make that text a green little thing for my thing here because I forgot to do that in the pre-edit, and you can actually see that this in the there's another oopsie. We love making oopsies in the video. Yay! I'm not dying inside. This is fine. Act 3, as I call it in general, is just very hard to edit for the most part because we were just reading each other's messages, so we were quiet a lot of the time. So I just picked out a couple moments here and there to put subtitles to or just organize in a way that was funny. So Act 3 is probably the most calmest of the bit, but I tried my best with what I had. And then the final thing that I knew I wanted to do was this part, where I had this like flash montage of surviving the internet because haha funny, you get dumped, you get sad, and then you go onto Twitter and complain. So I thought it'd be funny to have little montages there. It was decently hard to find good clips because we made some wild jokes that didn't fit the vibe of the video. But I managed to find some good ones, and I especially like how I managed to find "Please help me" as a good way to like end it off of like, "This was a pain and chaotic, please send help." All in all, that was the full edit of the Jackbox video behind the scenes. Thank you all very much for watching this and the Jackbox video. I have an idea for at least one more Jackbox video in the future. But that probably won't be for another good couple months, probably summertime if I do it. It's gonna be fun though if it does happen. No promises though, because I'm consistently inconsistent, as I like to say. I also have a couple other non-Jackbox projects that would be fun to do. Trying to figure out if I'm doing those or not, but we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty much all of it. Thanks for watching, and bye.